well. Yeah, and thank you both for being engaged, and thank you everyone on the right side or the left side, or I think it's on whatever side you're on. Thank you for being engaged too. Got a few of my clients on, and the wonderful Nicole again. And thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted, for having me on as a guest. I really appreciate that
jumping on here. We can talk forever on this stuff.
I know.
It'll all be different next week, so we'll have another one.
Oh, I have to tell you too, Bryn missed our call last night. I know you were at the hospital. Bryn missed the call last night because she was on a blab and she lost track of time. So
no,
she's such an addict. It's hilarious.
She does it when she drives too. That's the crazy thing.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm a horrible driver, so
no.
I would never do that.
Well, thanks, Viveka. How can people get a hold of you? Everybody knows how, but
Google at LinkedIn Expert, and you'll find, or just Google LinkedIn Expert, and I am the first LinkedIn profile. I hope that still shows up. Thank you, LinkedIn and Google. I should just love LinkedIn forever for that. At LinkedIn Expert on Twitter, as you can obviously see in my handle. And my website's linkedintobusiness.com. So definitely, if you want to email me, it's just Viveka, as spelled above, at linkedintobusiness.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
And buy his book. Buy my course, but don't buy his book. Don't buy my book.
Love it.
Wiley's like turning over in his grave right now, but
Okay. Well, we'll see you online.
All right. Perfect. See ya.
Bye. No, really? Every time I log in, it's like a whole new experience.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, like literally right in the middle of a training with a client, it switched over to the new UI, or the new look anyway.
Oh,
it's not that much different, but the whole LinkedIn.
Oh,
LinkedIn looks completely different. And in my opinion, they've really backtracked. They've gone back to what it looked like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it's really, really LinkedIn. I'm not quite. I guess they did it because it's more in alignment with the new app that's coming out, not the Groups app, but the new LinkedIn mobile app. So we'll see.
Well, I hope they synchronize the desktop with the app.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point. Unfortunately, I mean, in my humble opinion, because I'm not, I was pre-mobile, so I like using desktop. I keep looking over on the right. I love using the desktop, and I always feel like as useful as mobile apps can be, there should always be a little bit extra in the desktop. But I think you're right. I think they're making it so that the two are almost interchangeable, which means I think probably limited functionality, because I noticed like Sales Navigator has its own app now. And of course, Groups have their own app now, and Connected has its own app. So the things that you needed to dive a little deeper on are actually separate apps on LinkedIn, which, it's the new world.
It's nice, but it's not nice.
Yeah. It's, I think it's really great for generations that are younger than we are, and that are just so mobile conversant.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think for the super users and the social sales users, we're the ones who are hurting the most. I think most people are not affected by the new Messenger, really not affected by the new Groups. But those of us who are really using it for lead generation, my hands are feeling so tied right now. I'm actually having to go outside of LinkedIn. We haven't even started the official lab yet. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's the whole point of these.
Anyway.
No, it's been, over 60% of traffic is mobile now on LinkedIn.
Yep, exactly. So I got to get with the kids, I guess. Damn those kids. Damn you 40-year-old kids.
Yeah.
That's
we
awesome.
got lots of people jumping on. So if you have questions for us, feel free to type them in there. But gosh, yeah,
Soldier of Social said, I need a folder for all my LinkedIn apps. It usually doesn't work. I totally have done that. I've got like my own LinkedIn folder on my phone, just, you can't see it, can you? Yeah. So you can't really see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, where is it? There it is. No, but yeah, I've got a whole folder. There we are. Let's see. I haven't, well, somewhere here. Oh, it's over this side. I have to yeah. See, I have a whole LinkedIn apps folder.
Yeah.
For all the LinkedIn apps and third-party apps. You're absolutely right. Hey, Steve. Yeah, right? But
It's
first
every day's
world
a new
problems.
experience.
Such first world problems we're having right now.
I love it when you make videos of all the new stuff. It's like every day you're making new videos.
I know. LinkedIn keeps me busy anyway. Except for now, I have to redo my complete course. So that, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know. I just finished a LinkedIn course. Now it's time to start a new one.
Yeah, that's right. Because was Ryan, who are you doing the LinkedIn course with? Like you got
an ad course for digital marketer.
Oh, for digital marketer. Okay, yeah. Nice. Sweet.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I finished my ads course for Linda, and they changed the whole campaign manager thing. But I think LinkedIn is going to take over lynda.com for LinkedIn training, so they haven't asked me to redo it yet. That's fine. They could do that.
Now, what do you think about that? Them adding lynda.com into the menu.
For $1 billion. I think it's great. My hope is that it'll be an incentive or another offer with premium. That it's not yet, but my hope is, especially for the job seeker premium account, for people to really truly get the value. Was it $29 a month? I think they should totally add access to Lynda. Yeah. I know why they bought Lynda, and I know why they said they bought Lynda. So they're not exactly the same thing. So I think they can do that. I think they should be able to do that for job seekers. And honestly, for those of us paying for Sales Nav, I think they should give us more than they're giving. So
yeah.
So I would love to see them do something like that. And you know what? You get 30 days access. So it's a lot more. Like as a LinkedIn author, I can give people 2 weeks access now, but with LinkedIn, they can get 30 days access. So I think that's pretty cool. And of course it pulls in a whole new audience, who should be using into LinkedIn. My sales spiked significantly when LinkedIn bought Lynda, because I've got 2 courses on there, but I have a feeling that they're probably going to change out at least all the LinkedIn training for in-house LinkedIn people teaching LinkedIn training, which is unfortunate because it's just party line, and maybe it won't be. Maybe they'll go deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of nice. LinkedIn provides training, but it's also nice to get different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But in the meantime, there's still lots of opportunity for you and me and the other LinkedIn trainers out there to have courses as well.
As long as we can create the content.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlimited opportunities.
That's for sure. Yeah, I'm like looking at a new platform for my program. I'm like, oh, there's too many options and too much to do.
I know.
I'll talk to you after. What did you do? Well, you're with digital marketers, so there you go.
So what are your favorite LinkedIn apps? Shauna,
I still love Publisher. I get that it's not as powerful as it used to be because there's more competition on LinkedIn, and it's interesting because you were on the chat yesterday morning. Yeah. So Miles Austin came in and he said, "Yeah, I pulled all my stuff off because I want to have complete control." But still, I still get more likes, more shares, more engagement on LinkedIn. And I do spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. So I still love Publisher. In fact, I've got a 5-hour course on Publisher and content marketing coming out. So who knew there was that much to talk about, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it with a partner. I'm doing it with Roger Parker. And he is, oh my God, he's written every For Dummies book out there. So he's literally, I think he's written 24 books. So
wow.
he knows content. So I'm excited to be with him because I can tell you go here, do this, post then, use this image, blah, blah, blah. But he's really getting into the strategy of creating content and what kind of content does better and creating serial content and why and content calendars and blah, blah, blah. So I'm really excited about that. So I still love Publisher. I would like there to be a ads possibility with Publisher. It just seems kind of a no-brainer that we could get our published articles out. Like right now I'm using ads to promote posts. I don't know that the ROI is necessarily, that the very traceable ROI is there, but you know,
it's hard to measure it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, great, I got more views, but you know, did that lead to business? And I can get that many views just social sharing anyway. So, but that's good. Ads, I've completely changed my mind about ads. I used to hate them, and then Linda wanted me to write a course on it. And I'm like, I better learn how to use them effectively. Then we've had a lot of luck with ads, especially for non-local audiences. So I ran a few ads for a conference I was speaking at and came on a couple weeks ago, and oh my gosh, like crazy response rates and opt-ins, and we actually they were able to pay for my costs on $100 worth of ads. So, you know, it worked out really well for them too. So I do like ads. I don't like to compare LinkedIn ads to Facebook ads because you get so much more with Facebook ads for your dollar, but you have to remember your audience and where your audience is and really what you're using ads for. So I do like ads.
Ads work really well for webinars and events.
Yes, exactly. Those are my those are the two things I like about LinkedIn right now.
So do you run the sponsored updates, or?
I do. I do a little bit of I want to call it a funnel. It's not a funnel because that'll give you the wrong idea. But I do a little bit of creating top of mind awareness with sponsored ads, and then leading to your text ad, which, you know, well, always driving traffic, hopefully, to wherever you're capturing it. But creating that top of mind awareness. So when the text ad does pop up, it's not like, who's this chick? Why would I click on that ad? Because they're so limited. Text ads are so limited with the content that you can share, and they're so fucking small. So yeah, I prefer the sponsored updates.
I think we've been conditioned to see ads on the right side too.
Yep. Exactly.
Like, ignore those.
Ignore those. Well, and I'm actually wondering with the new layout, LinkedIn's new layout, like there's all this white space. There's an enormous amount of white space when you're, and I was like, oh, I must be viewing my the website in the wrong, like it must be condensed. I must be, you know, Control Y or whatever. It must be small. And then I looked, it's like, no, that's actual size. So with the new, what I have noticed is with the new UI, there's all this white space on the outside. So I'm like, ad space, you know, because
like Google went with the clean white look.
Right. And LinkedIn's gone with a clean gray look.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like blue up top. I'll put the link into the video I just did so y'all can see it if you don't have it yet. I think everyone should be getting it. Like, do you have it, Ted? Did you get on LinkedIn this morning?
No, I don't have it yet.
You don't have it yet? All right. I'll find the video and share it because it's the functionality seems to be about the same, except for groups, of course, is completely different. We can talk about that. But yeah, so the functionality seems to be the same right now. But again, the new LinkedIn app, I don't have it yet. I haven't been able to get access to it. So yeah, oops, you don't need to hear me. You need to hear me here, not on Blab. There we go.
Echo.
So here's the YouTube video with there we go. So if you want to see what the new one looks like, don't look at it right now though, because we're talking here.
Yeah, later.
But yeah, open it up for watch it later.
But go ahead and tweet it.
Yeah, go ahead and tweet it. Yeah, definitely go ahead and tweet it. But yeah, so I think we're going to start to see a lot of changes with. So I'm holding off on shooting the new video for my new program. I think we're going to see a lot of changes as soon as the new LinkedIn mobile app, not the groups app, but the new LinkedIn mobile app is released to everybody. I wish I could get on some of these testing things. They're testing it in New York City right now.
I'm actually in a pilot program that's just starting for the small companies, for like coaches, authors, speakers.
Yeah, they invited. You got me into that, and then they said, "I'm sorry, you're not in California."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has to be California only.
I know. So California's getting that. That is so cool. But when he was telling me that is going to be a game changer, like you can't pay for that kind of marketing, right?
So it's like a marketplace for small businesses
Yeah.
solopreneurs.
Smart. Really smart. I mean, that's one of the smart things. So yeah, I mean, I've got such a love-hate relationship with LinkedIn right now. I'm fine paying, and that's the thing. Like, I am fine paying LinkedIn money. First of it, I don't ever think of it as just a social media tool. I have a hard time just paying money for social media, but we have to pay money for Facebook to get our stuff seen anyway. And
Right.
so it's a business tool. So I'm okay paying money for business tools. I don't even want to think about how much I spend every month on business tools, but I'm okay paying. But my goodness, give me my value. Like, I truly, even though I have the premium account, I truly don't think there's enough value there, even for me. Never mind most people.
Yeah.
So programs like the one that you're in, and the new mobile stuff that they're releasing in New York City. I hope it brings, I hope it makes me fall in love with LinkedIn all over again.
Don't worry, it'll change next week. So
I know. Yeah, it totally will. It totally will.
no, it's good. They're making some really good changes.
I think so in the long run. I mean, my concern is so many people are upset with LinkedIn right now. I mean, I know I'm one of them, but there's so many people upset with LinkedIn because the functionality seems to be massively decreased with the free accounts. But that's our audience. Like, yes, I pay for LinkedIn, but I pay for LinkedIn to get access to all the users, and it seems to me like the growth has slowed down a little bit. I think that's because there's limitations that there didn't used to be. And it's still one of the best, business to business, especially business tools out there. So
it's
interesting.
A gold mine if you use it right.
It's a gold mine. I mean, all 90% of my leads come through LinkedIn. Like, don't get me wrong. This is my wheelhouse. This is where my leads come from. This is the focus of my business. I guess if I owned LinkedIn, I'd do things a little differently.
Well, they're growing so fast, and everybody is jumping on the bandwagon to try to spam people. So they're trying to really preserve the integrity of the network.
That's right. That's right. I think so too. I noticed, did they get rid of the queue? Oh no, there's the question. What are my favorite LinkedIn apps? Okay, cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'll let you ask the questions.
I thought you couldn't sell on LinkedIn, but you can have ads that sell.
Oh, you can sell on LinkedIn. So I don't know if you're quoting something. I had a big infographic saying you can't sell on LinkedIn. You don't want to go on LinkedIn and go buy my crap. Like, send an update that says buy my stuff, and but you connect to someone and say, hey, I'm going to automatically put you into my newsletter and sell you my stuff. I mean, you don't want to come in from sales pitch mode. You want to create relationships, and those relationships will lead to sales. So yeah, you can absolutely sell on LinkedIn, but it's relationship selling, it's social selling. It's not old school, harsh tip, used car sales, I guess is. And I used to.
I'm Ted. Nice to meet you. Give me your credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Like the text ad for a $5,000 product. Yeah, because I trust you, know you, and like you enough to do that. Sure. And yeah, there's absolutely ads. And LinkedIn, if you've got the money to invest in their upper level, their enterprise level marketing solutions. I mean, the lead accelerators are a really nifty tool. I have not gotten access to it yet, but some of my friends have. So I've been able to work, and some of my clients actually have access to it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can absolutely sell on LinkedIn, and you should be social selling on LinkedIn. But using it as just a mouthpiece for buy my stuff is probably not going to work. And yet people still do it all the time, right? So
that's why they changed the messaging, because I have hundreds of emails that are unread in my inbox.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, they changed all my archived messages to new messages. And I was gone. I was out of the country when I got the new Messenger e-box, and my poor assistant, first of all, I couldn't, I had over 10,000 messages. I went from having, 400 that I hadn't responded to 10,000. So she spent, I don't want to tell you how much money I spent on her and how much time she spent just deleting all those old archive messages. Just something, little thing like that. What a nightmare. But no, but you say that, Ted, and I know you said that in the blab yesterday. I'm getting more junk now. because I'm being included in all these group chats.
Oh, those drive me nuts.
They drive me nuts. And even if you mute them, I'm still getting, I don't know if they're new messages or the reply all reinvigorates it or what, but it's like, I am constantly, I'm not even reading. They might even be friends of mine, but I'm constantly deleting those.
Yeah.
And also I noticed we were doing some individual messaging campaigns, and somehow those are showing up as group chats too. So then it's hard to monitor and measure. So I'm...
Maybe we should explain that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Messaging, because it's like, I've gotten a few of those threads. It's like hundreds of people involved.
Yeah. So when LinkedIn changed over to the new messenger, it got rid of what was essentially a BCC option, which was just a tiny tick mark. When you wrote your message to a group of people before, there's a tiny tick mark at the bottom that you unchecked, and then they all came across as private messages. You probably were the recipient of someone who didn't know you could uncheck that little box in BCC. You probably have already been a recipient of a spammy message where you and 1,000 of your closest friends. I suppose on the positive side, it's now really obvious. So people who have done it once by mistake will probably never do it again. So I guess in that way it's good. But the ability to BCC anymore is completely gone. Like, you can't blind carbon copy unless I use a third-party app. But without using that third-party app, you can't blind carbon copy anymore, which is really time-consuming. And I get that's to stop the automation. It's to stop the spammy stuff. But it's a real restriction in some of the strategies that I use. So
yeah, I used to tag people and send group messages. Tags and
specifically to them, informational, not spammy. But we can easily add content now. So with a message, you can upload a file, you can upload an image, and woohoo, there's emojis. So Seinfeld emojis, which I thought particularly amusing because it's still our age group, right?
Yeah, but that was the weirdest thing.
They're like old people emojis, right? Woo, we got old people emojis.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Oh, well. They're trying to make it fun, I guess.
I know. They're trying to make it fun and hip and young and youthful. It's just like they're kind of getting it wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I think most people are not affected by the new Messenger. I think most people are liking Messenger because they're not super active users. They don't have to sort through 100 email or messages a day. If LinkedIn had just kept the BCC, and if they had kept a way of sorting your inbox, even like sent and received, but they're just all clumped together. And that's just such an issue. That's such an issue for someone who's a super user. It's driving me off LinkedIn to go back into my email again. And I think the whole point of Messenger and the new Groups app and everything that LinkedIn's doing is to keep people on LinkedIn longer. But for me as a super user, it's driving me off.
Yeah.
Third-party apps.
It's interesting this.
Yeah.
Seems like they don't test things as thoroughly as they should.
Yeah.
Just ask us. We'll tell them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's interesting because, you and Bryn and myself, and there's so many really nice, excellent LinkedIn users who use LinkedIn for good, right? But they don't, they're testing the new small groups with small business with you, which is awesome. And I guess they do have some user groups, but it just doesn't seem like, I just think there should be a bunch of us that they test this stuff, or at least ask our opinions, but I don't imagine they care much. We must not affect their bottom line all that much is I guess.
No, they should, because we navigate, we do something and they click, you go to a different screen and you want to return to where you left off.
Yeah.
You end up somewhere back at the home page or.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Jose, I know you have to leave. You had a question, doesn't LinkedIn encourage lioning? No. In fact, and so you can hear it now in the replay because I think you're already gone. But so a lion is a LinkedIn open networker, and it's someone who just blatantly accepts every invitation. And I used to be a lion, but we're talking when LinkedIn only had like 12 million members. So, you wanted to connect with as many people as you could. Yeah. LinkedIn says you should only connect to people you know. And I kind of disagree with that, but I don't think you should connect with just everybody either. So no, LinkedIn does not, because here's the thing, the bigger your network, the less you need LinkedIn's premium account is the end the bottom line. So they do not encourage that. No, they do not encourage the LinkedIn Open Networker at all. Plus, a lot of Lions now are spammy. And I think that's because there's a couple trainings out there that encourage that. Ted and I would never do that, but there are some out there that encourage that. So
we are the opposite of that, actually.
We are the opposite of that. Yeah. I do have my network is too big. My poor assistant is constantly deleting people so I can accept new people in. And I'm constantly trying to figure out ways of managing my network above and beyond just tagging since they got rid of the BCC. But really LinkedIn is all about creating the relationships and manage those 50 awesome relationships with your super fans. And then, you've got access to the 400 million other people, but it's not about having 30,000 people in your network.
Right.
Even though I do.
It's like going to a cocktail party with 30,000 people.
Yeah, you can't. Exactly right. You can't. You're going to talk to 10 people that night, and those 10 people might become your new best friends. But it's just overwhelm when you think about the sheer numbers. LinkedIn, everyone's like, oh, LinkedIn only has 400 million users and Facebook's got 2 billion. Like, really? Only 400 million?
Only 400 million.
If you can't make a damn good business with 400 million prospects, then
it's mostly higher level executives too. It's high level people.
Yeah. It really, I know a lot of people say that's not true, but it is. I mean, they do have a lot of high level execs. I mean, I think all of the Fortune 500 C-suite are on there. They might not use it, but I think they're on there.
More than you think.
Yeah, more than you think. Yeah.
I saw an article. Michael Dell actually emailed some guy he wanted to do a business relationship with.
Yeah,
through LinkedIn. It was him.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, and I think part of the problem is you get someone on there who sends an email, to Michael Dell like, buy my stuff. Well, no, they're not going to respond to that.
Right.
But if it's a legitimate request that's of interest to these folks, then they might be willing to do that.
Yeah. So if anyone has questions, feel free to type them in, and Andy, if you want to jump in too, we can add you to the hot seat here. I see Andy's here.
Sweet.
And tweet away over there. Tell the little bird. Get some.
Yeah, let's get some more folks in there. Hey, Mr. Andy.
I
love Blab. It's so cool that we can, that we're now able to see each other. Like, I've known Ted for years. I've known Andy. If we can get Andy in here, I've known Andy for years. But we've never actually seen each other. And it's such a great place to engage. I think LinkedIn should buy Blab.
There we go.
But then they'd ruin it. So And actually, up until they changed the new UI, Blab's color scheme was actually very much in alignment with LinkedIn.
It was, yeah.
But now not as much. Oh, Andy's audio only today. Okay.
So some of the questions I get about the new group rules. So a lot of people have made their living by blasting messages at groups.
Yep.
So they're pretty upset about that. How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh. So the love-hate thing again, right? So the content marketer and the marketer and the lead generation trainer in me is like, oh no, these changes are horrible. They're going to, again, tie my hands with everything that I can do on LinkedIn. In trying to be optimistic, I think it is going to control spam significantly. So the drive-by posting, Rich Brooks said that the other day, so the drive-by posting is probably a thing of the past. I think it really will help people focus on engaging more in groups. It'll bring groups back to what they used to be. Mm-hmm. It's more work for moderators. The fact that you now have to go in and accept the request to joins. And then for private groups, it's what an interesting thing with these unlisted groups that you can't even find them in a search. So again, I think that will encourage engagement though, because they'll feel, more private and more secure. So kind of like the private groups that you have on Facebook, so you can have these private conversations. There may be ways of monetizing that, so you can pay $500 a month to be a part of, even though LinkedIn's it's some super gray area around that, but pay $500 and you can get access to my unlimited or my unlisted group on LinkedIn. So it's interesting, and there's a lot of potential and possibility. I hope it drives to better engagement. I love the new groups app. I find myself using the Groups app more than I do actually the new groups on LinkedIn. So because the app mention works on the app and it doesn't work yet on the browser.
Yeah.
So
I hardly went into groups for a while because all it was like a fire hose of content being blasted in there.
But no real conversation and no real engagement. That's exactly right.
Yeah. But the app, for some reason, I'm engaged again with some groups.
Yeah, because it's easy. It's easy. Yeah. I mean, that's the nice thing about mobile is they generally, make it as easy as possible to use it. So yeah, I really like that. So here's hoping the engagement and the content shared is better. Yeah. It feels like if you get on, if your content gets on a highlight, that would be, particularly useful because that would get you more visibility, more amplification. I don't know what's going to happen with the super groups like the linked HRs and the jobs groups that have the million, the social media marketing group that has the 1 million plus members right now. Like, because there's a lot of, for want of a better word, there's a lot of dirty membership of just spammers. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think for groups moving forward, though, especially groups created now, you're going to see better groups, better engagement.
It's funny. I have a Facebook group for my LinkedIn classes because when I did it on LinkedIn, nobody engaged.
I know. And our Google, right? Our Google Plus, the LinkedIn Experts Google Plus community, way more engaged than my link chat group. Yeah. Not LinkedIn chat, but link chat group, and LinkedIn chat on Twitter, way more engaged, obviously, than my link chat group on LinkedIn. So it is really interesting how, LinkedIn. Yeah.
I was on a hangout with Alex Mondosian a few weeks ago, and he described LinkedIn as the library. Facebook's the playground. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just perfect.
It is, isn't it? It really is. And that's it. I just realized LinkedIn's not a fun place to be necessarily, but it's an excellent business tool. So I just realized I have to get back on there and do business and stop trying to have fun there necessarily. We'll see. We'll see what happens with groups.
Yeah, it is a more serious environment. People don't respond to humor.
No, and but people still try. You still get the occasional infographic on your timeline that you're like, oh God, really?
Yes.
Although what I will say is, despite that, they do still get the most shares. There was a recipe on there the other day. I'm like, oh, that looks actually really good. Maybe because we're so used to doing business on LinkedIn, when the occasional recipe pops up, I'm like, oh, distracted.
Those crazy quotes work really well if you put them in a banner too.
I know.
Zig Ziglar quotes.
Yeah, exactly. Get on Canva and bam, you're good to go.
It's crazy how well those work on LinkedIn.
Yeah, on LinkedIn. So I think I'm really so I was kind of negative about LinkedIn when we started. They're getting the visual thing right. Like the new, well, that's not new anymore, but the kind of banner or the hero image on top of your profile. Yeah. I love that. I love the ease of uploading media now. They've made that easier. It seems to work more often. Like it used to be every time I added a YouTube video, I had to enter. Okay, that time it took. It seems to be working first or second time now. So,
right.
Yeah, it's so they're making strides forward.
So Alex and I, when we did the hangout, we streamed it live on LinkedIn. Yeah. So
how did you stream it live on? Oh, you did it a post to publisher. Okay, yeah.
And then I embedded the YouTube link in there, and it was streaming live.
That's cool. So I didn't even. So you did So it wasn't the recording.
No, it was while it was live. We just pasted it in right when we started.
So you can do streaming on YouTube Live? See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then we had 22,000 people viewed that post.
Holy crap. That's awesome. Damn.
We did some social media promotion of it, but
wow, that's fantastic. That's such a cool idea. I didn't even know you could do that. See, I've got to learn more about YouTube, obviously.
It was pretty cool. You just embed the YouTube code on your post.
Yeah. But because it's YouTube live streaming.
Yeah.
And so you did Blab and you just kind of did a screen capture of the Blab?
It was a Hangout. A Google
Hangout. A Hangout. A Google Hangout. Now that makes total sense. That is really cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Ooh. Getting ideas here for my next webinar.
Yeah.
That is such a cool idea. Okay, note to self, live stream.
The thing is, people, they're going to catch it there, or they're going to catch it somewhere.
Yeah, so if I use Webinar Jam, I should be able to live stream via YouTube and pop it into LinkedIn. Coolio. Yeah. That's so nifty. Okay, I won't get rid of my Webinar Jam account then.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Let's give it.
There we go.
Exactly. Thanks, Jason.
So anybody else have questions, or what's your experience with the new apps and the new whatever? Everything is changing so fast.
I know everything has changed. Like I said, love the new Groups app. My fault. I didn't actually know there was a Sales Navigator app. So I've had Sales Navigator for over a year. I just downloaded the app. And honestly, I haven't been effectively using Sales Navigator because it's just so separate. I mean, gosh, integrate the two, would you already, LinkedIn? Yeah. At least the Sales Navigator has the old inbox, though. So I've got to port everybody over to that so I can get back to the old inbox.
So you can bring up only who you want, too.
Yeah, and you can bring up only who you want. Exactly. I wish, but here's the thing. It's I love tagging, and there's no tagging on Sales Navigator.
Right.
Right? It's just what? You're the same company, aren't you? But yeah, no. So
they're in different buildings when they develop it. So they don't talk to each other.
Maybe different sides of the country potentially as well. Yeah, it's very siloed. LinkedIn is so siloed. I mean, I don't think they ever have a group company meeting. Just can you get the heads of different divisions together once a month and talk about what you're doing? It doesn't seem like they do that, or if they do that they care. Yeah, it's so weird. I like the mobile app that I have right now. Okay, I don't use it that often, but I think with the new mobile app, I think TechCrunch did an article on it that it looks like it's going to be very user friendly. Hopefully, they will come out with the Android app within a decent amount of time. I mean, I'm an iPhone user, so it's interesting. LinkedIn does iPhone everything first. But and then the Android people are like, where's my app? Let me see. The connected app I actually use, and it looks like they're going to be integrating connected. I have to look at my apps on my phone.
Isn't it crazy how well the simplest things like saying happy birthday to someone gets them back on your radar?
Right? It's, people are like, that's dumb, but I really don't think it is. It does bring a little bit of Facebook into LinkedIn, but I've heard so many stories of enormous amounts of business that have been done from a congratulations or a happy birthday. Yeah. And if you're just standing around anyway, right? If you're just in line at the grocery store anyway, why not just click off a couple of those? It'll take you a minute or two. You just never know what it could lead. I had a client in Vancouver who landed a $3 million contract, which was initiated. Congratulations on your new job.
Right.
Yep. That led to a lunch that led to an RFP that led to a business. Yeah, exactly. Get on there.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was nice of you. That was nice of you, Andy, to get we got 10. We're all equal now. I think that's nice. I think we should, yeah.
So anybody else have any questions? And we could talk forever on LinkedIn.
I know. Let's tell Little Bird. Maybe we'll get some. Oh, Karen's in here. Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, or we get some other folks on here too. I mean, we're not the only LinkedIn experts in the room, that's for sure.
Yeah. If anyone wants to jump in here.
Jump in. Oh, Nicole's here. Hey, sweetie. Okay, so the best. No, actually, don't jump on, Nicole, because no one can see you because they can't hire you. My assistant jumped on. She is oh my gosh, I was raving about her yesterday. She's amazing. She's an awesome sauce. Love her. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone should have a virtual assistant as amazing as Nicole. Everyone should have a virtual assistant, number one. But yeah, if you can get
you're not going to share.
Nicole, hell no. Although, I mean, I love her. She's actually going to be putting together, or is in the process of putting together, her own VA company. So I am willing to share her VAs, but no, I'm not willing to share.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, and that isn't that the thing is, there's a lot of tedious stuff that you need to do on LinkedIn, you know, that you need to do to stay top of mind, that you need to do to keep those relationships, at least the appearance of the relationships being fresh, that you need to do to spark conversation. But a lot of that can be done, even though it's a gray area again of someone else going into your profile and doing stuff for you. But a lot of that can be done for an assistant. So one of the things that I've got a list of things you need to do and things you need to delegate.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I think most people should do, is not only on LinkedIn, of course, but, you know, look through all the practices that you do in your business and what are the things that only you can do and then only you should do them. But what can you delegate? What can you have other people do for you? Because it just, I mean, it frees up your time. It frees up your mental space. And it means that you get things done. I mean, if Nicole didn't get a lot of this stuff done, none of it would get done. So God bless her. Yeah, everyone should have a VA.
I think that's why people resist LinkedIn, because they actually have to do some work.
You have to do
it's like going to a networking event. You need to go meet people.
Yeah.
You don't just show up and sit in the corner and get business.
Exactly.
You need to work it.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because our friend Amy Tower, Savvy Sexy Social, she just did her 500th. Think about that, 500th video on YouTube. And she's like 12. I mean, I'm kidding. She's been at it for like 5 years or something, but that's like a video a day. I mean, or every 3 days. But that is a crazy amount of videos, and they're good quality videos. So she just had her 500th video. So and Brian Fanzo reposted, because everyone's like, how do you become a thought leader? What, you know, you do the freaking work. You put in the time and you do the work.
Right.
I wish it was just shown and you know, you just got a lot of business. But on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, in your business, you have to put in the hours. If you can get
writing a book.
These
people write the books by just, you know, I'll just throw this together.
I know. Oh my God, that was the most painful. Plus, I worked it out. I think I made 3 cents an hour writing my book. I mean, so.
Yeah, but it's, you hand that to people, you mail it to people.
Oh no, and the ROI is immense. But yeah, you're the effort is also immense when it comes to creating books. Oh, I know. How do I write a book? How to become a platform speaker?
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, I'm sorry, but there's no easy solution. You put the hours in, you do a lot of free stuff. You put the work in, you make those connections, you know, it always comes down to the connections you make, but
that's the way we've been in business since the beginning, before the internet.
I know. Imagine that. Well, and that I still remember my first client ever. And I to be fair, I did not, you know, prepare her. And there was all this stuff about how great social media was. But like, we got her on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. And the next day she's like, I haven't gotten any business yet. You know, she didn't have any content. She hadn't shared anything. She hadn't have any connections, followers, or friends. Like, where's the business? I don't understand. Right. Obviously, I think today no one thinks like that. But it is amazing the questions you get. Like, how do I get more leads on LinkedIn? Well, work it. You know,
connect with people, reach
out to people, engage. Yeah.
Call them on the phone.
The phone. I know. Yeah, they're like bane of my existence right here. No, but it's true. The reason I love LinkedIn is it warms up the cold call. I mean, right? It warms up the cold call. At least in my head, I feel like I know the people, and I feel like there's a pre-existing. I keep turning my volume down by accident. I feel like there's like a pre-existing relationship. So even if there isn't one, it feels like there's a pre-existing relationship. So when I do pick up the phone and call, you don't have that like squidgy feeling, which I think is
probably half my clients I've never met in person.
Oh gosh, no. Yeah. I'd say 90% of my clients I haven't met in person, at least while we were working together. Sometimes we worked after, but we met after, but yeah. Isn't
that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Roy says, you know, even today people think like that. They expect social sales to happen just because they're on social media. Yeah. I mean, being a salesperson, it's for good salespeople, it's the easiest thing in the world. But for most of us, being a good salesperson and having a real clear balance between being a salesperson and creating the relationships is, that's such a hard thing to do. You've got bad salespeople all over the place, but being a good salesperson, what a talent and what a gift.
Yeah.
And what work. I mean, my husband, partner, whatever we call each other these days, he's the head of a sales team for Oracle. And he's got some folks that are like, yeah, anyway, I shouldn't go into that, but it's, being a good salesperson is like, you're worth your weight in platinum, never mind gold, right?
That's what I teach people. Don't use LinkedIn. It's not a sales tool. It's a relationship tool. The sales come from relationships, not from LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Yeah. And I think that's the problem is people get on LinkedIn and either think of it as a job, still it is a job search site, or think they just get on it and start like sending their newsletters out and sales letters to the first person.
Well, there's people that teach them that. They pay for courses to teach that. It's like,
okay. And whoever is out there, I know they're not listening to this right now, but whoever is out there and is telling people to put their keywords in the last name field, that is a clear violation of LinkedIn's end user agreement. I know because I did it because I was told to do it by somebody else and I didn't read the end user agreement. And it has probably cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars because only a few years ago was I even visible under my own name on LinkedIn. Like everybody else who had my name in their profile showed up first. And I'm still barely findable under my keywords. So gosh, so let's talk what not to do on LinkedIn. Don't put anything other than no phone numbers, no email addresses. You can put all of that, right? Yeah. Oh, because you can put all of that in your professional headline right underneath it if you want to. I'm not keen on that. But what I did notice on the mobile app is if you do have an email address or a phone number, I think it's a waste of space. But if you do have an email address or a phone number, it becomes a hyperlink. So there's that on the mobile device. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I get why people do that, but do not put it in your last name field.
And your summary is clickable on mobile.
And your summary is clickable. So yeah, just pop it into your summary. Do the first 3 lines if you want to. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they'll make the desktop clickable someday too.
I know, right? It's like, oh, LinkedIn. Like, oh my God. I know, right? That's crazy. It's crazy that they're not hyperlinked.
Yeah. How you feel about people putting all the symbols in their profile? And
I use bullets. It depends on the industry. It grabs your attention, but I think it's a little silly for some industries. I don't like it, but it is attention grabbing. So I think it really, you know who you are, you know who your audience is. I use bullets. I use a arrow for the one thing or the 2 things I really want to stand out because we don't have bold in the summary.
Yeah, some people have the stars and the arrows.
The stars and the arrows and the Apple signs.
They put flashing things. They put flashing.
I know. Someone figured out how to embed a GIF. I still haven't figured out how they did that. I wish I knew only so I would have that knowledge. I don't think I'd do it, but yeah, it's yes. People who know like how actually technology works, they.
So Roy wants you to write how can I know why I hate LinkedIn book.
I know. I promise. I don't know. it's like boom, boom, boom with the things that they've hit us with recently. Yeah, I know. No, I mean, it is my source of income and I'm grateful to LinkedIn and I like a lot of the people who work at LinkedIn. It's a great tool.
Well, it's like all social media, all platforms are changing fast. It's not just LinkedIn. They're trying to improve the user experience.
Yes. I think though, anytime a company goes public, I mean, you can pretty much, the user base is going to feel the pain of that. I think that's what's driving a lot. And LinkedIn should make money. I am all for LinkedIn making money. If they don't make money, they don't survive. And then we can't use them as a tool. Eventually, I mean, Twitter hasn't made money for years, but and it's still around. But Blab, I don't know how Blab is going to monetize. Like, thank you guys at Blab. Yeah. But so I think they should monetize. I'm just not.
Well, they could make more money with their ads because it takes forever to get ads approved.
I know. And there's so many limitations with ads. Like you can't mention LinkedIn in a LinkedIn ad. Well, if you're a LinkedIn trainer, wanting to sell your training on LinkedIn, I have to go to Facebook to sell my LinkedIn training because I can't really do it obviously clearly using text ads. I mean, it's kind of silly, but yeah, anyway.
Just put it in like.
They're smarter than I am. They're making a whole lot more money than I am. So they know something I don't.
Yeah. Now I was running some ads for a customer, and they had a big event coming up.
Right, Mike.
And we're going to spend $5,000 a day on ads. Yeah. It took 5 days to get the ads approved.
What?
So that's like tweeting. I'm like saying LinkedIn support. I'm trying to give you money.
Oh my gosh.
And they finally.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's interesting because like $5,000 for ad rev is like, or for spend is a lot of money to me. I don't have like $5,000 just lying around that I can just do on spend. Yeah. But I guess when you're making millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, $5,000 isn't that much. Isn't that crazy?
Usually it's 24 hours, but that was like the worst case I ever had.
5 days. Wow.
So.
Wow. Yeah, you're like, it hasn't released yet. I can't give you the stats yet.
Well, they've got lots of new things coming out for the ads. You can do tracking pixels. You'll be able to do retargeting soon.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait until the retargeting. Yeah, and Chris was saying that that Lead Accelerator was going to have they were going to have a not a membership, but it was a subscription. Uh-huh. So those of us who don't have $25,000 ad budgets can get access to it. Because I also don't have a $25,000 ad budget.
No, not for one ad.
Not for, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we did that a couple of years ago at a software company I worked for. We had year-end budget money, and it was like not a good experience.
So they were just like, just might as well throw it on. Oh,
it was like 4 years ago. They weren't quite ready.
Yeah. Ads have come a long, long way, and the functionality. I wish I'd known what I know now about ads back when you could manipulate the system a little bit more. But I think the efficacy of LinkedIn ads has improved significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
We got Mike. Mike, do you want to jump in? Who wants to jump in, ask some questions or answer questions? Yeah, I mean, we could do a hot seat. If you have any questions about anything on LinkedIn, you want to ask Ted. I mean, Ted's like, I guess it's this way for you guys. Ted is the man. Like, Ted's book is so much better than mine. You need like buy Ted's book. Don't buy my book. It's so true. I read it. Like, I totally refer Ted's book more than mine. Well, yours is updated. I mean, yours is still relevant. Let's just
it was hard to write the second edition because I should have started over. I was trying to update what was relevant, but then you have to go through every chapter and find where you referenced that.
I think it's easier just to start over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, Wiley has changed their system, so they have not asked me to do a revision because it would be a complete rewrite for a minuscule amount of money. So yeah. So, but just buy Ted's book. It's just have me come in and do your training.
So, Daryl wants to know, what do you think of LinkedIn's
SSI, Social Selling Index. That's so cool. We talked about this on Blab yesterday morning. So, I think any numbers that I can get from LinkedIn that I can use as kind of a litmus, either with myself or my clients, I'm happy with. So, as far as I've got a score, it's good. I don't know how accurate the different levels are, because Bryn was really upset. Bryn Tillman, Social Sales Link. She's like one of the best. Like she knows her audience. She's excellent at engaging her audience. She knows what to share with her audience. And they gave her a lower score on insights, like 17 out of 25, which is still, by the way, extremely high. But she's like, this is the thing I do best. And what she was upset about was LinkedIn gave her this lower, it wasn't a low score, but lower score on insights. But it didn't tell her how to improve it really, like share more. Well, she's like, again, one of the best social salespeople I know. So I thought that was rather amusing. So someone else called it, instead of Social Selling Index, they called it the Sales Navigator Index, because it's really just to get you to buy Sales Navigator. I like it using with my clients. I'm like, okay, you've got an SSI score right now of like 12. Usually they're in the 20s or 30s. And I know that with just putting in a few strategies and a few, daily actions that they can massively not only increase their SSI score, but increase again the efficacy of their interaction on LinkedIn. So I guess that's, and let me see if I can find that. I had the link up, all the links up yesterday to share, but let me see if I can find it for those of you who are like, what are you talking about, Viveka? I don't know what this.
It is important to do a little bit every day on LinkedIn. I noticed when I just go on vacation, my profile views drop.
Yeah. Right. I know. And even though I have Nicole doing a lot, it just shows that you can't automate and you can't. I think did I lose you guys? No, there we go. I lost you for a bit. I think it goes to show that you really can't fully automate and fully delegate everything that you do, because even though like she continues to be very active for me on LinkedIn while I'm gone. But I always, thank you, Mike. I was just getting ready to share that. Thank you so much, Mike. So my scores definitely dip. And my interaction most definitely dips when I'm traveling. Yeah. Even though I might be on mobile, or I think I'm just as active, but I guess there must be so much I'm doing subconsciously, as well as strategically that keeps that activity engagement when I'm around. I just think and it happens. Yes, that's what I need. I need like where I just think about it and
Can you bend a spoon?
No, that would be bad. Yes. Like look at the bend; it's bending just with my mind. No, I don't have that much focus. I will be straight up with you right now. I do not have that much focus. Bye, Roy.
Okay. Well, Daryl wants to jump in. Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
One brave soul.
One brave soul. Exactly. Mike, what are you doing on the sidelines? Get in here, boy.
Here he comes.
There we are. Hey, Daryl.
Hi there.
There you go. Awesome.
Mike.
So what questions and comments do you have, Daryl?
I guess it's some of them would be about, I guess with that social selling index, and I knew how mad Bryn was when she got her score.
I have, which was still an 88. That's still excellent. But yeah, I know.
What was her score?
It was 88 or 87 or something, but it was really high. I mean, it was, mine's only 88. Yeah. I mean, I think it's almost, but she always wants the A+, right? So she wanted like 95. And I doubt LinkedIn even gives us they might give Coca Sexton a social selling index of 95.
Well, I was following somebody on Twitter and their social selling index was 99.
Okay, there we go. But that was on Twitter, or they shared it on Twitter?
They shared it on Twitter, and I think
cool.
I think part of it is I think Bryn should be a lot higher for the amount of content that she produces. Yeah.
There seems to be between the 88s and the 78 a huge difference in activity. It's not enough of a spread for that much difference of activity. I think you're right, Daryl.
Yeah, because I think with I have quite a few different groups. And I think that's where that helps boost my score up, is the fact that I have all these groups and I'm posting stuff to the groups all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And they're being acted on. Like you're not just fly by posting. You're actually engaging in those groups.
Yes.
I would assume. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a difference when you engage with people.
What a concept.
Funny how it works.
Yeah, there's still so many people signing up in one of my groups that half of them don't put their picture up. Their profile isn't good. I have a group called CEO Blogs, Guest Blogging, Thought Leadership, Content Curation, Podcasting, and now I just added social selling to it.
Yeah, there we go.
But
I won't accept anyone without. I mean, now that it's all going to be request to join, Nicole and I are not going to be accepted. Nicole, by the way, don't accept anyone who's got an egghead. Yeah, you've got to have or no image. You've got to have. Yeah. She's really good. Nicole is really good at spotting spammers too.
Yeah, I think if you're going to have the egghead image, at least you could do is put something inside of that picture and maybe go under the handle of egghead. I think that could be good.
Software engineer and egghead. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, hey, Mike.
All right. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Welcome.
I'm just kind of on the fence here watching and listening. But, I mean, I've always said in the discussions I've had is, and I don't know if LinkedIn is being that smart, but I think it's just about the money, because if you look at what they've taken away, that was nothing that was generating them any revenue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they don't, so you can't engage with your group. Well, okay, that wasn't making them any money. So I don't know if they're pushing more and more to the ads. I've never done a LinkedIn ad, so I don't know. But I mean, follow the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Well, they want to do more InMails. They keep encouraging you to use InMail.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're pushing towards InMail. They're pushing towards premium memberships. Like what I found is I have to put my new clients on a premium membership, because people who are new to LinkedIn, new clients who are new to LinkedIn too, oh my God, they can't do anything. Like you do a search, you get 5 results. It's nuts what the restrictions for new
friend
for
of mine,
members.
He put out a course and he had to take it down because with the change they did, what he was showing, you can't do anymore.
I have to completely redo my entire course.
Take it down.
Yep. Yeah.
No,
all my ninja tricks, right? The private messaging to tagged groups of people, messaging groups.
I use that all the time.
Right,
well, now
right.
Let me ask I hate to say this because the LinkedIn gods may be listening, and I was on that.
They crashed us yesterday.
And everything shut down. I mean, it's like, holy cow, and I'm waiting for it to pop back up again, and I couldn't even get on other blabs. So I think they zeroed me out from everything I was doing. But
LinkedIn conspiracy theory.
I use a third-party app. I've been using it for about 18 months, and it hasn't hurt me on LinkedIn. I send out 500 emails, whatever, a day.
Yeah. That's more than I do, because I use a third-party app now too. And it's so the one that you're using, it still works, because I was wondering if it was going to work or not with the change.
What I did is I have the tagged groups, and I limited it to about 500. Now I've gone back and cut it back to 400. Yeah,
400 is the limit. Yeah.
Part of this software is it will send them out at intermittent times. I mean, it's
exactly. I wonder if we're using the same software. We might be.
Yeah, and I have not. Well, the guy I got it from lives in Colorado, so I don't want to say anything, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, my guy lives in like Argentina or something.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the U.S. guy. It's been a godsend, because with all these changes, it really didn't affect me at all. The thing that hurt me is, and this goes back, is I used to do a lot of groups where I used fake managers, and now I don't have access those groups anymore because I forgot to change.
You forgot to change it back to you. Oops.
So I'm locked out of all. I have some large groups that have no manager to them now.
So right here we've got Gray Hat, like this.
Yeah.
These are all the all. That's awesome, Mike. I think I'm going to write the book, like Why I Hate LinkedIn, and Mike should write the book How You Hack LinkedIn.
Under a different name, of course.
Under a different name, under one of those pseudo accounts.
Right. I'm gonna do this now as I'm talking.
Exactly.
They're not gonna be able to find me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I
had groups with 10,000 people, and now I can't, and they're just sitting there.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to even.
Wow.
And that was back in the day. That was like 2008, 2009. It was just easy to set up a bunch of groups.
To set up a group and get members because there was less real estate there at the time.
Yeah.
So, and like even now, if I even want to post in them, I have to go. I can't post from. I have to go into the group to post a discussion.
Yeah. That's funny.
So you live and learn. But
yeah, exactly.
But anyways, I think it's about the money. They got to make money.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because I know how many times I went to them to like when the whole swam thing was hitting. You said, "Hey, please help me out here. Tell me what I'm doing wrong here. I don't want to hurt anybody." And they're protecting the so-called innocent.
Yeah.
And because you didn't know which group it was from, you didn't know who it was. So I will just a little tip, and then I'll get out of here. I mean, one of the things that I did with that is what I do now is I join a group. I got to get the manager on the phone. I want to meet that person and talk with them and say, hey, let me know what's going on here. Let me make sure I understand your group. Here's the kind of stuff I'm going to share. And that's been very worthwhile. Plus I made another connection, but I'll push to get them on the phone.
Isn't that it? Like, just get back to the phone. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's always the best business practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Rich, I know we're like on the hour. Rich asked a question and I don't have the answer for it. Well, I was told no, but I don't know this definitively. He says, does the Google X-ray search on LinkedIn still work? Or can you still do the Google X-ray search on LinkedIn? And I haven't tested it. I vaguely remember someone saying, no, it doesn't work anymore especially with the new groups being closed down, but I'm not actually sure of that. Hey, Severio.
Yeah, we'll have to test it. Always test it.
Yeah, we'd have to test it. I'd have to test it first, Rich, and we'll let you know. Yeah, cool.
Yep. Well,
awesome,
thanks, everybody. We're on the past the hour, so
yes.
Let's wrap this
up. All right,
up.
thanks for letting me on here. I hope I didn't take up too much time.
Thanks for
not at all.
Yeah,
Great having you on.
Letting me on.